think I've heard you mention coaching with BM and or Jackie Kravitz. Yes, both. Can you share your experience with them? They're popping up on my YouTube ever since. Well, there's so many. There's Loida, there's Tom Ferry, there's what's that one guy? Not Bryce. Is it starts with a B. He's with Real Broker. I always forget his name. I'm trying to remember. Oh, Ricky Caruth. Duh. There's Ricky Caruth. But no, I've only done both of them. Where was I? Oh, yes. Can you share your experience with them? Let's see. Jackie. So I did Jackie's program. That's when I was avoiding the phone. So it was like a 90-day sign up. And I was just getting yelled at with FSBOs and expireds. And so I actually would try the cold calling in the morning, or I was doing the cold calling in the morning, getting yelled at like crazy. And then I would go door knocking to like release all that energy and anxiety and stress I was experiencing. And then I signed up for Brandon's 1 year. It cost me $4,000 for the year. And I was like, I actually signed up at the end of January. I guess you could call it January 31st or something, 2023 because Jackie was 2022 and then Brandon was 2023. So I went from end of January 2023 to end of January 2024 because that was the sign up or whatever. And I was still I started being consistent September because, mind you, I also signed up for that YouTube passive prospecting for YouTube also in 2023. But that was a huge mistake that I did, was having 2 mentors, 2 coaches, 2 different programs, 2 different split. I was totally split. So I was distracted in both and I wasn't being consistent at all. Well, I was being consistent with YouTube. I wasn't being consistent with cold call, but I was getting a little bit of results. And then November was when I switched over to circle prospecting because I was like, none of this FSBOs, expireds, whatever isn't working for me. And thankfully I had people in my inner circle that were doing circle prospecting. So I was like, you know what, let me dabble and just figure that out. And so then I started circle prospecting. And so I was like, you know what, forget this. I don't need this program either. So I stopped. I was like, no more coaches, no more mentors, no more anything. Get off this learning bandwagon, because the only thing that's going to save me is myself and my actions and my consistency and me cold calling. And at the end of the day, it was circle prospecting also, which I ended up learning from my inner circle. So there really was a huge, and obviously what I do now is not even identical. So yeah, I don't know if that helped. I heard you struggled last year making calls. How did you get out of that? I was doing it consistently for my first 2 months, and the last 2 weeks have been very inconsistent, hard. Oh, that's a very good question. Yeah, because so 2024 was my first full year of, well, let me see, my first full year of circle prospecting, but my cold calling was like this. I started high and it was a sliding scale. It wasn't even a roller coaster, which is embarrassing. I just legit went like this downward with everything in regard to cold calling, the time, the days, the hours, the conversations, the leads, everything just went down. Um, a huge reason. A huge reason being is because I started getting busy. I started getting listings. And so then I became inconsistent with my calls. And then from January to December of 2024, I started closing all my deals so that from July to December 2024 is when I got to 101,230 GCI. But that was all from my circle prospecting efforts from the first half of 2024. But I will say it is hard. I totally am actually like, I get it. So this is actually where I've kind of been at recently, because even though January I did really well, February, March, I was already slipping again. I was already becoming inconsistent. And even my inner circle was like, it's okay, Adela, you're busy, you're getting listings. I'm like, but no, this is unacceptable. This is not okay. I don't want 2024 to be a repeat. So then that's why I decided to do 90 days. Like I like my mentor, James Michener, said, Adela, go 90 days straight cold calling. And it took me 2 months because he told me this back in January. And then of course, February, March, I was already slipping. I was like, crap, James, I'm already slipping. He's like, yes, you need to do 90 days. So actually I decided to do the 90-day challenge to myself. And he's shocked I'm doing it. He's like, wow, most people I tell that to don't even do it, or they say it's 90 days, but they actually take every Saturday and Sunday off. So I'm just doing this to prevent a roller coaster and pushing myself to be consistent. So whatever you need to do to push yourself, like just do it, just get on. But I know I'm not going to reach to 1 million a year if I'm not sitting here. And the biggest reason I have James Michener is because he's an actual successful realtor, to this day still works, and he makes over 1 million a year, and he cold calls every single day for 2 to 3 hours a day. And I figured, let me have a mentor who has the same goals, high level, that I want to be. And not, there's so many people who are in this industry who maybe had teams, maybe coach, maybe haven't been in the game for the last, I don't know, 20 years or something. But he's in it. So honestly, I just turn to him a lot. He kind of, he does not keep me accountable. That's the one thing I will say. My mentor does not keep me accountable. I am accountable for my own actions. And that I did learn from the 12-week year. Matt just got home from work, 3 open houses. I know. How did it go? Wait, not a single person showed up, but oh my God, I feel like I'm going on a story. I'm going on a journey here with this comment. Okay, hold on. Let me take it in. Matt said, just got home from working 3 hold on. Just got home from working 3 open houses. Not a single person showed up, but I got 3 videos to upload now to YouTube and got some Facebook lives out of them. Perfect. So it wasn't great. You got something out of it. Love it, love it, love it. That's perfect. As long as you have the material, because you know why, Matt? Those videos will forever be evergreen on your channel, and those can end up generating you buyer leads for the rest of your real estate career. Aaron said, gotcha. Thanks for sharing. I hear you mention a guy named James as your current mentor coach. Yes. Ooh, Aaron, I think you'd actually be a really good candidate for James as far as like a hustler, hardworking, even Matt. Like there are some of you on here that like, if you ever wanted to reach out to him, go for it. He's such an amazing, humbled, hardworking human being. Yeah, James Michener, Michener, or is there Michner? James Michener. He doesn't really promote himself or anything. He just kind of keeps to himself and just works. Yeah, Michener. He's out of Prescott, Arizona. Gabriel said, I don't call weekends usually. Should I start? Totally up to you. So because I circle prospect, I designed my own schedule because after all, I am an entrepreneur, and for some reason entrepreneurs fall into this like 9 to 5, Monday through Friday trap. And it's like, dude, I would rather work Tuesday through Friday for like 4 hours a day. Like, what are we talking about? 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So I used to call, especially when I had ISAs, I used to call Tuesday through Saturday. And I designed that also because I was doing YouTube. And in the content creation world, YouTube, Mondays are content creation day. So I designed for Tuesday through Saturday to be my cold calling days, and I would call with my ISAs. And then I got really busy at the end of 2020.
Has been forwarded to voicemail.
I got really busy at the end of 2024. I was like, I'm going to take my Saturdays back. So then I was only calling Tuesday through Friday. But from experience, Fridays and Saturdays are awesome days. Everybody's chill. People are nice. People are answering, usually getting leads. I don't like calling Sundays. So if I'm obviously still going to because of this challenge, but if I could take a day away, it would be Sunday. I don't like calling Sundays. People are so crabby on Sundays. Sundays and Mondays, technically, they're just like so miserable. Aaron said, Matt, how do you work 3 open houses before 5 p.m.? Do you have clones? No, Matt has a really good strategy. If so, what's the plug? Haha. Adela, I'm going to DM you about coaching later on IG. Okay, yeah, send me a message. Not a problem. Yes, James Michner, got it. Just let him know I sent you. Thiago said, when could I expect to make my first deal by circle prospecting? Do you have any recommendations for now money that's not expired FSBOs? I don't. I would say if you're going to be circle prospecting, realistically, because I'm not going to, don't expect anything for 6 to 12 months. Because if you go into it expecting results right away, you're going to freak out. So, but if you expect, okay, 6 to 12 months, I'm going to put in all my effort, call like crazy, get a bunch of leads, have people at different timelines, and then all of a sudden you get a listing in 3 months, you're going to be super stoked. So just go with that expectation, because I started circle prospecting in November. And even though I technically got my first listing in March, which was December, January, February, March, 4 months in, that was supposedly unusual because that lady that I actually got 4 months in, I had actually just called her 30 days prior. So she was actually 30 days from the moment she became a lead. And the other thing is, like, for example, I'm meeting with a lady on June 12th and I made connection with her January 29th, but she called me a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. So January 29th, February 29th, March 29th, April 29th, and then like 2 weeks. So in like 3.5 weeks, she was already like, oh my God, I need to sell my condo. I need your help. So it's just good to expect it like 6 to 12 months. But if you end up getting results sooner, it's better. So I think if you're working full-time, like you have a full-time job, or you're working part-time,
the person you're trying to reach.
It's good to start circle prospecting now to build that pipeline, so that when it starts popping off, you already have like your financials in order to feel good about leaving your job. But if you're doing FSBOs and expireds and you're doing circle prospecting as well, then you can get off that FSBO and expired like hamster wheel. Because I know people who do that are always freaking out because they take a listing, they sell it, and then they're like,
it's been forwarded to voicemail.
then they're like, now what? Whereas myself, I don't have to worry about now what. I can already tell you a list of people that I'm going to be listing next month and in July. And then just naturally people are like rotating and like their timeline is coming, they're maturing. And I have 200 people now, 200 leads in my database that I'm just nurturing. So it's a really great place to be. But I would say just ideally anticipate 6 to 12 months. In the meantime, just start racking and stacking those leads. Okay, I'm at 11 contacts. Let's get to 20 today. Matt said, hey, Erin, I do opens for 90 days, 90 minutes each, 30 minutes break in between to break down and set up. Each gets a Facebook Live and I shoot a walkthrough video for YouTube. Yep, gotcha. When I do open houses, I usually put out 15 to 25 signs, which takes me time. I'm assuming you're not doing that. Yeah, Matt is not doing that. Matt has got a strategy down. I think he said he got it from Mike Sherrard from YouTube. You literally just put 2 flags out. Definitely not. No directional signs, just 2 flags and a few signs in the front yard. I assume people have GPS and can find it. I assume nobody is randomly driving around going to opens who are. Yeah, you know what people do? Yeah, that's the thing. People do, and it's creepy. They just drive. They literally drive around. We have nothing to do. Let's go look at open houses. Creepy. Open houses here in my city, San Diego, for other agents are difficult to get if they're not my personal listings. Same here. Same in Fort Lauderdale. I used to try and people were like, no. I was like, dude, this open house thing ain't gonna work unless it's my open house. Same, I look for vacant listings. Those are easier to get. Yes. And I'd also say like, if they're not a big broker, if they're more boutique, I think they're willing to say yes. I found when I put up ton of signs, my show rate skyrocketed and get exponentially more foot traffic. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, vacant listings that have been on the market for some time, I'm assuming. Yes. Interesting. Maybe I need to go back to trying that, but damn, it's already hot in Texas. Ooh, yeah, it's boiling hot here in Florida too. Yeah, it just depends. I'm not up for those signs.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Erin, I don't pay attention to days on market for them. Yep. Yeah, I don't do open house. I don't do open houses. I would rather just sit here and dial. I would rather sit here and dial than do an open house. Oh. Plus, it's nice. I get to be home. My kids are home. My husband's home. My dogs are here. I'm in AC. Oh, like and subscribe. I know. Subscribe.
Has been forwarded to.
If I wasn't trying to grow my YouTube channel, I wouldn't be doing them. Yeah, it's smart, Matt, that you're actually doing that. You're actually almost speeding up your learning process and just pumping the YouTube channel with like
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 3.
With data, it's like, oh, walk through tour, walk through tour, walk through tour, walk through tour. Oh, we know what Matt's channel is about. I'm spoiled with our weather, LOL. Yeah, makes sense for sure. It is so hot here now. It's crazy. It just got hot out of nowhere. Let me see here. Erin said, I'm just walking from house to house with one AirPod and holding my phone so it's easy to engage here. Oh, cool. Awesome. Thanks. I love that. Then it's not so boring door knocking. Yeah, he's door knocking. Can you believe it? Another sort of strategy with that. Oh, let me share with you, Matt, what he said. This is what Aaron shared with us. When I know a listing is closing and all contingencies are lifted, I drop a mailer in the mail first. Then I door knock around the neighborhood a couple days later and cold call as a third attempt. Can you believe that? He actually tries the neighborhood, the area 3 times. It's pretty awesome. A hot neighborhood, so I'm leveraging a 66,000 over asking sale, asking homeowners if I could get you a similar result, would you consider selling? Why? Hey, are you 3-lining? Yes, I am. I was on the single line dialer for the first hour and a half, and it was fine the first hour, and then it just like dropped. And I thought, well, you know what?
Been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
I thought, you know what, Mojo's actually doing really well. Number one, it's Saturday. I mean, how many realtors or people in general are going to be on the dialer right now? Almost no one. It's 5:46 p.m. Eastern time. People are like out and about, having fun, family, whatever, and I'm here working. So it's working super smooth. So I thought, let me ramp it up, put some fire under this Mojo, and let's rip through these numbers. So yes, Aaron. Oh, look at his what he says. Aaron says, "Hi, owner. I'm quickly stopping by because I just sold your neighbor's home on XYZ Street for it was insane. We had 5 great offers and had to reject 4 well-qualified buyers. And was curious if I could get you a similar result. At what price would you consider selling? Or if I could, would you consider selling?" Aaron is just straight to the point. Love it. If they say no, I then compliment their home and ask if it's their forever home. I'll then ask if they have any other properties they'd consider selling, i.e. piece of land or commercial property. I'm trying to get into commercial sales also. Ooh. And you know what's crazy about commercial sales is that I actually heard they are huge cold callers. Like that's all they do. Like if you want to be good at commercial sales, like you have to hit the phone more than residential, and they're like on the way, which is insane. All I can do is control me sitting here making the calls. I can't convince anyone to sell their house if they don't want to. And I can't control who answers their phone or not. And that's just it. That's what it comes down to. So I did my 2 hours. I had 16 conversations, 0 leads, which is shocking. I didn't have leads yesterday either, but it's okay. I've just been doing this for so long now that it doesn't matter. Days I get 1, days I get 2, days I get 0. And if I want to call for more, I can get 3 leads if I wanted to, especially on a day where I'm on fire. And that's just the realization of cold calling, especially if you're calling homeowners.